please welcome Dainma, our final youth speaker of the morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dainma. I am 24 years old, considered an adult, but still learning how to be an adult. I call the Bronx home. The neighborhood that I grew up paved the path towards my future. I was surrounded by gang violence, housing neglect, and stereotypical behavior associated with being from the ghetto. My father was a member of a gang before I came along. When I was born, he changed his life for his family in many ways, but he didn't leave the streets. My upbringing involved nights out with my father doing things a child shouldn't be involved in. I became independent at a very young age, at 16. I was paying rent, going to school, and being my parents' caregiver. Ultimately, all of this came tumbling down on me. Being in that stressful environment greatly affected my mental health. My first year of high school, everything started to come to pieces. I was depressed. I realized that I didn't want to spend the whole day in school. I didn't even want to be in school. Thoughts ran through my mind every day, all day, thoughts such as, there's no point in being here, or you're worthless. On top of that, I hallucinated voices outside of my head agreeing with those thoughts. I dealt with voices telling me to harm myself, and sometimes others. This made it even more difficult to get through the day. At the age of 15, I started to self-harm. It was an escape. The self-harm brought a sense of comfort, a relief from all the negative and harsh things that I was hearing. It would go to an extreme. I've had suicide attempts, many that not even my parents knew about, because I would act as if nothing truly affected me. Thankfully, I had teachers who noticed what I was going through. They approached my parents and told them, your daughter's depressed and needs help. Mount Sinai Adolescent Health Center was the first place my parents put me in. We made an appointment. At the beginning of my therapy session, I was feeling overwhelmed, terrified, and unable to talk. I could hear the voices urging me, do not talk about it, don't say anything. If I did talk about what I was going through, those voices would only get louder to the point where I had headaches. Thankfully, my therapist sensed what I was feeling. She reassured me that what I was going through didn't make me crazy or a horrible person. After that, I felt more comfortable talking about how I was feeling and what I was going through. In fact, I told my therapist so much I felt like I literally overloaded her. That first day was a turning point for me. I was able to speak openly to someone without feeling self-conscious. I felt a sense of relief knowing that what I was saying wouldn't be shared with my parents. That finally, I had someone whose job was to understand what I was going through and help. I have now been in therapy for more than 7 years. I have learned new skills such as grounding techniques and self-awareness. I have been free from self-harm and suicide attempts for more than 6 years. Currently, I am a sophomore at Hostos Community College, majoring in forensic science. I am proud to say I have leadership skills. I have been able to use them to obtain so many new opportunities, including here being able to speak in front of all of you. I'm a student government president, former Black Student Union president, student activist, student leadership academy ambassador, and college-wide senate executive. My career goal is to work in autopsy field. I run my own funeral home. This is partly because I discovered the TV show NCSI and the character Abby as a child. I love that gothic person doing analysis behind the scene. And honestly, I wanted to be her. But I also want to pursue, because seeing the death and the violence in my neighborhood made me want to help those people find closure. I want to help people have the funerals they want, even if it's not conventional. If you want glitter in your coffin, I got you. I still call the Bronx home, and though I do see myself moving away, I hope that I always be involved in my community here. I am able to work towards my goals because of the care I've received at Mount Sinai Adolescent Health Center. I've learned what it meant to be in charge of yourself. Receiving care gives me the stability of having somebody. Taught me that I can deal with all I'm going through and come out on the better side. And ultimately gave me the direction for who I am as a person. I know I wouldn't be here today if I haven't received the treatment that I did. I'm discovering that speaking my truth out loud is one of the biggest tools that I can get through life and ultimately grow. So thank you for listening to me as I share my truth here this morning. And thank you for supporting me as I grow. Thank you.